Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. For those of you familiar with 5th edition, keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules in our games that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you're just joining us, you may need to listen to previous episodes just to clear up any confusion. Before we do jump into this episode, I want to give a huge thank you to Nicklaus Gray, Hans, The Thought, Marcus Lee, and Todd Boggess for their musical contributions that make up the live band in this episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. The four of you have woken up in the ClockTower many times. Every time you do so, the couch that you sit on, the chairs, they seem to relax you, heal you. Whatever is broken before, even if you were ripped apart when you come back to consciousness on this couch, everything's okay. But this time, as you're sitting on the couch, Reagan, and you look over to your right, you see the two silver revolvers on the shelf. And almost in a moment, you look down at your hands, and you're not holding them anymore. It was just a flash of a second ago that you grabbed them off of that podium, and Wagonwheel was right next to you. But now as you look to your right, all you see is Jaeger, who looks... Oh, how do you look, Jaeger?
He looks conflicted, almost like he doesn't really have any idea what to think. They did something good, but...
And there's this sense of mystery around all of you. Not like who done it or some sort of puzzle to be solved, but the other kind. The endless wondering kind. What happens to Wagonwheel now that all of you are gone? Did you stop that light, or did you just get the weapons and leave? You didn't have enough time to see what comes afterwards, and the idea is sparked in your mind that you never really do. Once your mission's over, it's on to the next mission. This might be the first time that any of you have a reason to think about what comes after.
I hope he's gonna be okay. I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine, right? I mean, he was always taking care of himself before, but he was kind of hurt. And Sam kind of gets up and walks off the couch.
Rock follows you, not following you directly, but gets up off the couch and without saying anything, goes to the clock face. They have nothing to say.
Reagan, he's going to be okay, right? I know he's kind of a badass for such a little guy, but he's still down there, alone, with nothing else but him and hopefully that light that just disappeared.
All we can do is hope.
Yeah. Working little stuff. I'm sure he'll figure something out.
And as you look forward, Reagan, your eyes again focus on the mirror, and you see you and Jaeger sitting next to each other for just a moment, until on the other side of the room, where Rock is standing, they touch the clock tower, and the reflection of you and Jaeger disappears, rippling away. And beyond the mirror, you see a scene of a peaceful and serene park, bathed in the afternoon light that seems to glow with a warm sunset glow. The leaves seem to blow, drifting peacefully in the wind, their color a orange and red, giving the sense that it might be some sort of late autumn in whatever new world is beyond, waiting for you.
Rock would come down from the steps, look towards the mirror, turn back to the group and say, "They'll be fine. They'll be fine." And without anything else, Rock would just walk through the mirror.
Can Sam try and grab your sleeve before you walk through?
Yeah,
If you'd stop from that.
I would.
Rock, can we just breathe a minute, please? We've been going nonstop for I don't know how long, but I just want a moment to not have to do something. I won't stop you if you want to keep going, but I would like you to be here if we are going to take a break.
Rock would turn to look at you, stare for a couple seconds, and say, "We've got a job to do." They would pull their sleeve and walk through the mirror.
I know that, but
He's right. And Jaeger's gonna get up and walk through the mirror as well.
Jaeger, please, I just want to take a break.
Reagan walks to the trophy case, knocks the pistols off of it.
They clatter to the ground, rather loud in the clock tower with how big and open it is, as they slide to a stop across the wooden floorboards.
Sam cringes.
Yeah, a job. Walks through.
Sam looks around, make sure. I mean, there's no one else here, obviously, but fuck. Turns around.
And all of you are greeted with warmth. As you all stand shoulder to shoulder, as you have many times before, you see grass blowing in the wind. As stated before, it's just about sunset, but it's still warm from the aftermath of a very hot day. The cool wind feels nice, and there's, for lack of a better description, a lovely park in front of you. There's a well-kept stone pathway that leads in 4 different directions from a singular statue that is to all of your backs. Statue of some sort of great hero with a sword held aloft. It's reminiscent of things like King Arthur or great knights. On the base plate of the statue, it says, "Hero of the Fallen Star, Savior of our world." And as all of you look around like many times before, roll a history check.
Unnatural 20 for Rock.
17 for Jaeger.
23.
Unnatural 20.
Wow. You're almost startled as you remember what this place is, because to your left, there is a small bandstand that actually has a band on it that looked like they were just getting their instruments ready as 4 men sing together in a rather upbeat and happy tone that fills the entire park with an almost 50s era kind of music. And everyone realizes that you've come to the sleepy town of Amber Park. The shining jewel of this park was that it was once the battle site of where a mythical hero was said to have stopped the Great War. They were said to have had a magic sword that defeated any army that came across them. And in the end, they won peace. And Amber Park was formed as a memorial to that hero, and the city, the town, was formed around it. It is, for all intents and purposes, a great town. The people here are nice. There's opportunities galore for one to start a job and make something of themselves, and almost everyone here is treated like an equal. The only people who aren't are those that cause themselves to be disliked by their own actions, their own attitudes. It's nice here, and you don't know why you're here.
Rock would immediately check the pocket watch.
You look at it, and it says 3 o'clock, but something in you tells you that it's 3 days.
All right. 3 days. 3 days here.
Yeah, so we can take a chance and just relax. Please, we both know this place is practically a paradise. It's a beautiful day. Can we just sit down?
I don't believe in paradise.
And as Rock says that, you guys see small crowds of people starting to gather around the band as their music drifts through the entire park, and you see there are families setting down on a blanket. You see 2 moms with a son that have a nice plaid blanket that they're having a picnic on. You see a couple people off to the side that are tossing a football back and forth as they're all kind of laughing and happy, and everyone around here seems so different from all of you, despite the fact that all of your clothes, just as many times before, have started to fit in. However, given that this is sort of a 50s to 60s area, I'd like to do something a little bit differently. Rock, what's your outfit look like?
Oh. Last question. Is this, what? Is it summer? Is it spring?
It's summer.
Summer? Rock would be in 50s era, like beach shorts, a Hawaiian-esque shirt on top with like a tank top below it, so the Hawaiian shirt on top. And for some reason, they don't know why, they have these like, they have sunglasses like at the tip of their nose that they like, as they look around, they realize they have them and they like startle a little bit, put them on their eyes and do a little head nod. And they're in flip-flops.
All right. What about you, Jaeger?
Jaeger's wearing, oddly enough, he looks like he seems to be dressed almost for like he's just getting off work. Dress pants, white button-up shirt. Looks like he has a tie on, but it's been pulled down just so it's sort of hanging loose around his neck, and he's a vest on top of that, dark in color.
Excellent.
Sort of Oxford shoes, and it looks like a very nice, like sort of tip slightly askew fedora, but the sleeves of his white shirt are rolled up, and seems like he just barely got out of a shift, and he's taking the time to just relax.
Reagan?
Reagan is also wearing trousers, kind of loose, with a light button-up short sleeve top that's half buttoned down, with his hair more pushed back than normal, holding his hat, fanning himself.
I have one very important question. Is Reagan the type of person to wear their shirt tucked in or out?
Tucked in.
And lastly, Sam?
Sam is wearing what looks to be kind of a red and white polka dot maxi dress with a short-cut jean jacket over it and a red tied, almost like necktie or ascot on their neck, and a little sun hat with a red ribbon.
Oh no, their big hat turned into a big sun hat. Oh, that's adorable.
And they seem kind of unused to the fact that they're not wearing pants.
All right. And as all of you are standing together, roll a dexterity save.
Oh no, we look so good though.
You know,
That's an 11 from
I'm so
Sam.
bad at this.
That's an 11 from Jaeger.
Nat 20.
5.
Sorry, that's actually a 12 from Sam.
All of you don't see anything. But suddenly, Rock jumps in front of the three of you and snatches something out of the air that looks like it was going straight for Reagan's head. And all of you immediately are put on guard because you're unsure what has just attacked you. And you look up to see Rock has caught with one hand out of the air a football, and there are 2 people running up towards the group of you as they go, oh, I'm sorry about that, as another one goes, pass it here.
Rock's gonna chuck it. 17.
They, like, the one guy almost doesn't catch it, but he jumps and like barely catches it and almost loses his balance, and they're like, hey, you're pretty good, do you want to come join us?
What are you doing?
We're playing football, you don't know?
Yeah, I totally know. Yeah, I'll be right there. And Rock's gonna look around and go, I'm gonna go get information. I'll be back. And Rock's gonna sprint.
I have fun. Sam had readied their pipe, which has turned into an umbrella.
Oh. And what are the rest of you doing? As Rock runs off, and you can see Rock kind of confused in the distance as the two groups of people line up on either sides of like a small line that's been set up, and as everybody else starts scrambling and running around, Rock is kind of stood there trying to figure out what the rules are or where to go.
Can I roll a performance check to see if
Yeah,
I like play along with it?
absolutely.
Rock's gonna end up hitting somebody way too hard.
And just a question, because of course I don't have this on the character sheet. Our proficiency bonus at this level is
3?
I have a +5.
Well, no, we're +4.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are they playing touch football or tackle?
That makes a lot of sense.
Probably tackle, because this is, good old days.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
I could roll really badly.
+2.
It's +2?
+2.
Awesome, so I do have a +4. So 12.
Okay. You're not doing great, but you're keeping up.
11, I miscounted. Does that change anything?
No.
Cool.
Yeah, you're not doing great, but you're keeping up, and they are, for what you don't know about the rules, you make up in the fact that every time they throw the ball at you, you are very tall and are kind of just like and grabbing it out of the air.
I got it!
As one of the guys, run! You run now! Run! That's it, that way!
Rock would do like the running from like an Eldritch Monster sprint where like their legs are going really far and they're like and they run past the goal and they just keep going.
And this rock disappears into the distance. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to stop at some point, right? No, Rock's still going. Okay.
Even if you were, who's gonna tell him? Not me.
I mean, they're having fun, right? I'm not gonna stop them. It's nice. We just take a break. I'm gonna go see if I can find some kind of water.
You guys see Sam start walking off towards town.
I'm not going to lie. If we were here during this whole situation that this park was made for, I'd assume we were going after the person that the statue was made for. A sword probably would be something we needed, but I don't know what we're here for at all. I guess we'll find something to eat. It's been forever since I've eaten anything.
And Jaeger walks off, following kind of in the same direction as Sam, since Sam's looking for water and Jaeger's gonna go see if he can get something to eat. Two of you are going, and you're kind of left by yourself, Reagan.
I want to walk towards the statue and inspect it.
Roll an investigation check.
17?
You notice a couple things about the statue. The statue, like most statues, isn't 100% accurate to what you would assume the hero might actually look like. It's a sort of guess, a representation. But they've got a long coat and a wide-brimmed hat and one very large sword held in one of their hands. Their facial features and expression, kind of the general overall look of them, varies very greatly from Rock. But if you put Rock in their usual ClockTower attire, right next to this person who is a statue, they could seem like they're playing on the same team.
I'm gonna touch the statue. I know Jaeger doesn't think this, but I think you were one of us. I'm gonna find the band and listen to music.
All right. As you are listening to music, you kind of just like wade through the crowd, and everybody is sort of like bouncing around and kind of doing a little bit of a head nod as they step left and right, and they're all kind of smiling, and like somebody bumps you and they look to their right and they say sorry kind of like quietly, but they smile and they keep dancing, and the joyous attitude of the crowd is almost infectious. It's one of those things that as everybody is smiling and dancing and happy around you, it's almost hard not to join them. Do you?
Of course I do.
Excellent. Meanwhile, I think we see Sam and Jaeger sitting together at like a nicely polished diner table, just sort of waiting. Not 100% sure if you should have just sat down, but at the same time, you're kind of sure that's what you do. And in one of those sort of old school, like, waitress style uniforms, you know, like the button-up shirt and the apron pulled like high-waisted, you see someone pull out a small little pad out of their apron, and as they look at you, you see that they have blue hair done up in sort of like a 50s style bun, and they look just like they could be sister, brother to Lily, Lawrence, all of those people you've seen. And they go, all right, what can I get you?
I'm sorry. Could I get,
You pull out like the menu and like sort of whip it out.
Yeah, he didn't look at the menu at all. He's just been sort of like taking a second to sit down and breathe. But now that he's sort of had that moment of like, he reads through it and just says, I'll have the big sandwich.
Isn't it canon that Jaeger can't read?
It is.
It is canon.
It is.
He can't read.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said the big sandwich.
She goes, oh, the club sandwich?
Yeah, that one.
All right, yeah. And what about you?
Oh, hi, it's surprising to see you. I'll take...
They look a little confused.
Do you have something like, I don't know, sweet to drink?
Oh yeah, sure, we got sweet tea. And we also got pop, if you want some of that.
I think I'll try the tea, thank you.
They nod, and you see that their name tag says Lila.
Sam is kind of kicking their feet, kind of, you know, because their feet can't touch the floor. So, Jaeger, it's been a bit since we've actually, sat down and talked. Or ever, really.
Yeah. Jaeger looks pale.
Oh no! And as you guys say that, and as the two of you start to talk again, the server looks at you, Sam, and says, "Just the tea, then?"
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll have that right out for both of you.
Thank you.
And they go away and start to get your order ready.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah, it is. And Jaeger just sort of like has his hat in his hands, but it's like he sets it under the table and then moves it to the left a little bit, and then moves it slightly to the right, and sets it on the bench next to him. Like he doesn't know what to do.
Where to put the hat
with his hands. So he's just sort of like, yeah. I don't know how to feel about this whole thing. I'm used to things going wrong very quickly, and having it be so calm is odd.
I think I understand, but you should probably try and relax, silly. I mean, think about it. This is kind of like Duran. Hopefully it doesn't end like it. But either way, I mean, it's just nice to, to breathe for a little bit. And plus, I mean, I never really got to say goodbye to Lily, so it's kind of nice to see a version of them.
Yeah, it is.
Are you okay? You're kind of moving your hat around a lot.
Oh, yeah, and sort of he takes the hat, puts it on the bench next to him, puts his hands on the table, and like crosses his hands so he can't move it anymore, and says, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just on edge.
Why?
I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. That moment when things go from this to horrifying.
And you hear a loud clattering noise.
Like that.
And as you both look over, you see that someone has just dropped their coffee cup, like at the end of the diner, and Lila is stepping around them as they come over to your table and set down a sweet tea in front of Sam, and water for both of you, and your big sandwich right in front of you, Jaeger. As they go, And here's the bill for you. Just handle it whenever you like, and I'll be back soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your meal, sweetheart. And then they walk off.
Sam smiles and kind of watches them go and turns back to Jaeger. Really like Lily.
Jaeger takes his hand off of the World War II rifle that's he's had on his back this entire time on a bandolier. Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. And then he just begins just scarfing down his sandwich.
Sam kind of sips their sweet tea and then crosses their legs and kind of holds their breath for a minute and... Jaeger, what's wrong? You've been avoiding me for so long now. Don't think I don't notice.
Wow.
And as Jaeger almost chokes on his food, elsewhere in the city of Amber Park, we see Rock slowly walking back with the football in hand, a little bit of confusion on their face as to whether or not they made some sort of mistake, because they definitely outran everyone. However, when you get back to the group, you see they are all huddled around. It looks like they're attacking someone.
Rock's gonna reach back to their sword and like touch it again, look back and realize it's a pool noodle and go, what? Oh, okay, cool. I guess, I don't know how that works. What are you guys doing? We good? I ran. I have the ball of foot.
And as you get closer, you see that they are like in a group kicking somebody who's defending themselves on the ground, covering their head with their hands and sort of like balled up. And you overhear some of what they're saying as one of the main people, one of the guys who called you over was like, "We told you not to come around here anymore."
So I of course do not want to pull out my sword and stab these men.
Yeah, probably not.
Would I be able to use deflect missile to hit the football with my pool noodle at one of these people?
No, but you could just throw the football at one of them.
Well, it's more strong if I hit it with my ClockTower weapon because I'm not very strength-oriented.
No, because just because you could hit the football real well doesn't mean you could aim the football with your ClockTower weapon real well.
All right, I'm just going to throw the football at one of the dude's heads. Dunk.
Roll.
There's the... I'm going to use ClockTower die.
Okay.
11.
You hit the back of their head.
There we go.
The dude like lurches forward and stumbles and turns around, really angry, and looks and sees you.
Hey,
and
sorry,
everybody
man.
kind of stops, and like the person on the ground like starts like scrabbling away, like just completely scrambling on the ground, trying to get in between people's legs as much as possible. And the one guy looks up at you and goes, "What are you thinking?"
Oh, sorry, man. I couldn't get your attention. I was trying to just like throw it to you for like you to catch. My bad.
They all like shake their heads and kind of like together start to like mumble about like, God, so weird. And then one of them grabs the football, but you see that like beaten up guy who looks like he's like maybe 4 foot something, like short. Looks kind of young too, as they run off. Real, like they're crying obviously and real beat up.
Yeah, I wanted to give you the football back. I gotta go find my group. Sorry I hit you in the head. Hopefully that didn't scar too much.
Yeah, no, whatever, man.
All right, cool. I'm bye. Rock's gonna start walking away and like kind of walk away from the group so they don't notice them anymore, and then go towards the crying kid.
All right, and after a little while, you see them sitting by themselves under a tree, and they've got like the blue and white plaid shirt, you know, that's the old 50s one with the collar bent down and the sleeves rolled up. And they got like high-waisted shoes or high-waisted and they've got high-waisted pants, and their shoes are like the sort of nice dress shoes with like the socks visible, but their shirt is definitely ripped now. Their pants are covered in mud from being on the ground, and they look bruised and beaten up.
Rock's gonna kind of walk towards them and in Rock's best fashion, just kind of like, hey.
They like look up, and they like look like they're about to start running away.
Oh, no, hey, I wasn't. You're good.
They pause, and they're kind of confused looking at you. Their eyes are still red and watering at the edges, and they have a big black eye. And as their like mouth is quivering a little bit, you can see that it looks like one of their teeth is missing.
Hey, I saw what happened back there. I threw the ball of foot at one of the dude's heads, got him to disperse. I just wanted to make sure you were good.
You're not gonna beat me up?
I have no reason to.
Oh. Who are you?
I'm Rock.
Your name is Rock?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm Rock. Is that weird?
I guess not.
Cool. What's not really good with the formalities. What's your name?
Fuck. I should have named this character.
I was like, what?
Jacob.
I was gonna say Aaron. Yeah.
Jaren.
Tyler.
My name's Aaron Jacobs.
You have two names?
You don't?
I'm just Rock. That's cool though. I mean, you're twice the man, right?
Oh. Yeah.
You know what? That's kind of cool. You can call me Rock.
Oh, okay, I think. So your first and your last name are. I should get home. And they start like standing up, and it looks like they're trying to get some of the mud off of their pants, but it's not working.
Is there anything I can do to help? I don't usually do this, but I just want to make sure you're not gonna have that happen again.
They look at you and they go, if you want to help anybody, you should just stay away from me. Then you'll at least be helping yourself. And they start walking off.
I'm gonna follow him and like get up next to him.
They look over their shoulder with a look that looks like they think they're about to get kidnapped.
I just like walk with my hands up next to him.
It's so weird. Why are you doing that?
I don't have my hand on any weapons. Any. I'm just here.
You have weapons?
No, I didn't say that. I don't have any weapons. That's why I have my hands up.
But why would you need to say that?
Because you seem like you were worried.
I don't know you.
I don't know you either, but I feel...
Why are you following me?
I just want to make sure you're okay. You got...
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
You got the shit kicked out of you. That's okay. I've been there. I've been there. I just want to make sure that's not going to happen again.
Do you not believe either?
What do you mean?
And they look like they think they've said too much, and they go, never mind. And they start walking faster.
Wait. Look, Rock's gonna stand by and not follow me. If you need anything, just I'll be around. I just want to make sure you're okay. But one of them's got to teach me people skills. And Rock is gonna just kind of like look around and go, "Oh, I've completely lost the group." I'm gonna start walking to the middle of town, I suppose.
Roll a perception check.
Oh no. Doing okay today. 15.
As you start walking, you actually see what you think is Reagan in the crowd of people dancing to the music on the bandstand. And Reagan, there is a girl in like a blue and white polka dot dress with like golden hair that's up, and it's got like a little hair poof. And they are like sort of swing dancing next to you, and they're just smiling, having a good time.
I want a spinner.
She totally goes with it. And then she starts doing the dance where like she's taking one of your hands and like you're pulling it back, and you guys are just pulling each other's hands back and forth, and you're kind of doing a little twist. And she smiles at you and goes, "My name's Ruth."
Reagan.
That's such a great name. As the two of you are sort of like dancing and enjoying the music, and there's like a little twinkle in her eyes, like the sun is like illuminating her almost in a warm glow as it's just starting to disappear. You feel a hand on your shoulder, kind of like pull you out of the dance.
What?
Hey, I have information. First of all, did you know you could have 2 names? Like, I just met somebody with like two names.
You took me away from a pretty girl for 2 names.
Well, first of all, I'm Rock now. Please. Besides the point, I think I have information on why we're here. I don't mean why we're here.
Okay, yeah, got you. Okay. What is your information?
So, I helped a kid who was getting beat up, right?
That's very noble of you.
Yeah, he was cool. His name was like Aaron Jacobs, I guess. He was just a kid, got shit beaten out of him. But besides the point, when I was trying to like make sure he was okay and like just kind of talk to him, he looked at me and said, "Do you not believe too?" And then when I went, "What are you talking about?" He went, "I have to get going home," and he started walking faster. That looked suspicious. And I think why we're here is some cult shit again.
Okay.
So we have time, it seems. We got like 3 days. But we should start looking into some weirdo religious stuff.
I'm gonna say maybe it has to do with the giant statue.
I think it's pretty canon Rock would have not noticed the fucking statue.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Rock's gonna look and go, "Statue? What Oh. Was that there the whole time?"
Okay. Let's go get the others.
All right, after you, I guess.
I'm gonna look back at Ruth.
Everybody is kind of like clapping and like very excited about the band finishing their song. And she looks like she's just like real caught up in that and isn't really looking back at you.
Bye, Ruth. Continues walking.
And as you guys look wistfully away, the 2 of you see Sam saying something to Jaeger in the window of a diner as Jaeger is stuffing his face with like the end of a sandwich. Like just the last bits of a sandwich. Except you 2 are seeing it from outside of the diner window.
Look at him go.
Sam, through the window, is making sure Jaeger's not actually choking on his food, but still kind of keeping a level gaze at him.
Jaeger's definitely joking.
In more ways than one. And as you are looking around desperately and you're managing to chug some of your water down to like clear the way and get some air, and you look over and Sam, you sort of breathe a sigh of relief as Jaeger isn't dead from choking on a sandwich. The 2 of you kind of look over and see Reagan and Rock standing together looking so confused.
Oh, there's the others.
Oh, that's great.
Hey guys.
We can all talk about this together, because you've all been acting weird.
Are we there yet, or is he just saying that to Jaeger?
Well, are you guys going in or are they going out?
I motion for them to come out.
Yes.
Jaeger gets up and sort of just, "Come on, Sam, they're calling us."
But the bill.
Oh, reaches into his pockets,
And
feels around.
You find a small thing of paper in your pockets, but it feels weird. And when you pull them out, they look green and they've got some guy printed on them. And as you're counting them, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is money." And you count out and you realize that in your pocket is the exact amount that you need for this bill.
Is tipping a thing here?
Yes.
That's for the bill. And then reaches into his pocket again.
Find some more paper in the back pocket. And more than enough to have a generous tip. And as you put it down on the table, you're thinking about it in the back of your mind. You're like, I'm almost sure that like earlier when you had your hands in your pockets, not sure what to do with your hands.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything in your pockets.
Money in my pockets. That's weird. All right. And with that, Jaeger's gonna look up back at Sam and say, "Yeah, it's on me, I guess. Let's go."
Thank you for paying. Sam kind of like quickly finishes their sweet tea, and then runs out.
Chug it through a bendy straw. And as all of you sort of meet up, you notice that the sun has finally gone completely down. It's just starting to get dark enough that the streetlights are turning on. And then almost as quickly as they turned on, with all of you standing together, the streetlights start turning off, one after the other. And then suddenly, all the lights are out. And even in the diner, for a little bit, they turn the light out. And then there's a loud pop, an explosion above all of you. And in fantastic colors, you see the first fireworks display the four of you have ever seen. Hey, Ellie again. Thank you for listening. As always, I'd like to thank our producer, Who's, at who's.music, and our Dead Air team for making the episodes what they are. I would also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Darbii, Cal, Parker, and Trent for their great performances. As always, thanks again for listening. Usually, this is when I plug our Patreon, but this time, I'd like to give an extra special thank you, again, to Nicklaus Gray, Hans, The Thought, Marcus Lee, and Todd Bogus, for all of their help in making Lovely Lady the live band song on this episode. Thanks for taking the time and helping us with the show. It really means a lot to us. And to our audience, please follow the links in the description and support each and every one of them. They're all very talented artists, and they all make amazing music. Stream it, buy an album or two. I can personally say you won't be disappointed. If you do decide to support them, thank you. And as always, we release on a bi-weekly basis. So, episode 22 will be out on Friday, April 16th. Until then, time's ticking. See you in the clock tower.